Probably just being a good teammate, being a good person around other people, because it's going to be hard to develop when people don't want to be around you and don't want to help you. So I think being a good person, trying to focus on that is really important, because that's how you'll ultimately get further in the game.
100%. This is the Complete Athlete Podcast, where we get you to your next level in your sport and in life. That sport being baseball. We got another college commitment story here. Sam Kramer. He's going to tell you a little bit about his story, where he came up. Thanks for coming on, Sam.
Yeah,
appreciate it, man. Super excited to have you on here. I know we had to reschedule, but we made it work and whatnot. So first, tell us, when did baseball first become your sport?
I'd say around like 4 years old. I remember being at my old house in the backyard. I would just always play catch with my dad, and that's just kind of where I first fell in love with it.
Absolutely. Like, what age would you say that was?
4 or 5 years old.
4 or 5 years old?
Yeah.
Sweet. And then where did you play, like, your first few years?
First few years I played at Glen Lake. It's in Minnetonka. It's actually a relatively bigger, like, Little League now.
Okay.
But yeah.
How long did you play there for, and then what did you play after?
Played up until I was about 10, and then after that I played just Hopkins summer ball until I was about 14, 15, and then played at North Star for a year after that, and then came here.
Yeah, I remember I was at one of those fields down there. I was coaching the 2 age groups ahead of you, and I saw your dad at the field, and you were playing Hopkins, traveling at that point in time. Who knew a few years later you'd play for our team, which is kind of crazy. Who believed in you early before others did?
Ooh, I'd say the Concordia St. Paul coach, Neil Lerner. He was my coach at Glen Lake, and he saw something in me that not a lot of others saw, and I'd say that kind of...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool that you got like a college coach when you were like way younger.
Yeah.
So you got to learn a lot of higher level stuff at a younger age. Mm-hmm. That's super helpful with your training and development.
Yeah.
What part of your game has improved the most?
Oh, I'd say accuracy on the mound. I used to walk a ton of people, and I'd say just recently over the last few years, dialing in on location and being able to find the zone more frequently is something that's improved the most.
Yeah, because your fastball, where are you sitting at right now?
I'm sitting mid to high 80s, touched 91 time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, I mean, you got the frame, so you're going to build that out over time and hone that in. What does a great training day look like for you?
As far as like lifting goes, it's usually about an hour and a half lift. Just staying dialed in, zoned in, making sure I hit everything, reps, taking time between sets too. I think that's really important, not to burn yourself out. But yeah,
we see a lot of guys, they'll come in and get a quick 35 minute workout in, and that workout should take like 50 minutes to an hour, and they're just trying to rep it out as fast as you can. But most of your results come from like recovery, especially like getting good sleep and proper nutrition and all that stuff. So that's good. One thing that you do consistently that's helped your development?
I'd say being on like a meal plan or a diet plan. It's helped me a lot.
How long have you been doing that?
I started about spring of 24. I was like 260 pounds, and then I started that.
Dang, man, what are you at right now?
Down to like 215.
Okay.
So I was doing that, helped me
lean and mean. You were at 260?
Yeah.
That's a tank.
Just getting down, being able to stay in shape and get in shape, and being able to build off that foundation.
Did you lose much velo getting into that shape that you're currently in?
Yeah, I dipped down a little bit, but I found when I got around the 220 range, I was able to build back up again. So
there you go, moving probably more efficiently then, rather than just pure mass. Yeah, good stuff. From a mindset and growth standpoint, how do you respond after a bad game or rough stretch?
I'd say like talking to your parents, or it's like talking to anyone about it. I think getting it out and talking to people is really important, so you're not just bottling up everything. And then I'd say one thing I do personally is I read the Bible.
Absolutely, man.
I just try to focus on my faith and do stuff like that.
I love it. That's a big part of, Coach Sam's right behind the camera here, but we started our FCA group back up 2 months ago, and that's a huge thing. Is like, if you just keep everything in your head all the time, you're not going to be able to get over it sooner. You just keep it lingering. If you give it up to a higher power, God and whatnot, it helps you out a ton. What's the biggest mental lesson baseball has taught you? Because it's a mental sport, right?
Biggest mental lesson, probably just being a good teammate, being a good person around other people because it's going to be hard to develop when people don't want to be around you and don't want to help you. So I think being a good person, trying to focus on that is really important because that's how you'll ultimately get further in the game.
100%. Yeah, and also like especially you committing to college here the last few months and whatnot, like that's what coaches look for all the young, players out there, whether you play with CA or not. That's what coaches from your youth level, your high school and colleges, they're looking for a good teammate, somebody who's positive to be around and is infectious and has that personality about them. What keeps you motivated when progress feels slow? Because it's an up and down journey,
I guess just knowing that there's a future in the game is something that keeps me going. Knowing that.
What's your goals?
I want to make it pro.
Yeah.
Whether it's MLB or overseas somewhere, I just want to be able to pursue that as a job later on. But
absolutely, man.
I'd say, yeah, just having that is.
Yeah, and you got to really love. We've been preaching to our younger guys, fall in love with the process of like getting better every single day. Yeah. Like, you can't just want to play in the games. You got to love the training piece of it, and it sounds like you do.
Yeah. Especially seeing like progress in the gym, even if it's small, over like a 2-week span. If your squat goes up even a little bit, it's really encouraging because over time that builds on itself.
Oh yeah, yep. And then your movement patterns are more efficient and everything from there. But you really got to love that process. From a team and leadership standpoint, what does being a good teammate mean to you? And you already kind of alluded to this before, but
yeah, but it's kind of everything. Being a good teammate because it builds a really good atmosphere like in the team. If everyone's a good teammate to each other, it's just fun to be around.
Yeah,
having a good team is fun to be around, and even if your team's not doing like as good as you should be doing, as long as everyone's positive and being a good teammate, it's still fun.
100%. Just like that rowdy summer team you had this last summer. You guys were were crazy.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Looking ahead for you, how do you lead on field or behind the scenes?
I'd say just trying to be the best person I can be. I can't control what happens outside of what I put in and get out of the game. So just trying to be the best and most positive person I can be.
Absolutely. Controlling the controllables. That's what we talk a lot about with our kids. Like you can't control what another teammate does. Obviously, as a group, we can talk about that, but you only can control what you put in and then others follow that. Looking ahead for you, obviously you got your senior season here. You go to Benilde Saint Margaret's. What's the team looking like this year?
Got a whole new coaching staff this year. Not really sure how it's going to look. We have a great group of guys.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun. We'll just have to see how it all molds together with new coaching.
Absolutely. Cool. Sweet. And you're looking like being in the starting rotation and everything?
Yeah.
Cool. Excited. I definitely will have a little bit more time this spring, so I want to come and watch you pitch for sure. What are you currently working on right now to get to that next level?
I'd say getting back to free injury because in late August, early September, I got a little tear in my UCL, and I've been rehabbing that for 5-6 months now.
Okay.
So I'd just say building back up to getting back to 100%.
100%. Yeah, right in time for the season here and whatnot. What advice would you give younger complete athlete players?
Just stick with the process. It can get really hard at times, especially if you're younger. If you see kids that are just like so far out in front of you, you just have to remember that you'll get there at some point. I would just say focus on your training, focus on regimens, everything like that, and the time will come where you'll spring and sprout.
Absolutely. Everybody has their own journey. Like, for myself, it was, throwing mid-70s in high school, and I didn't peak until like my junior year of college. You're in the mid-high 80s just from a fastball standpoint, but there's other things that make you good, whether it's your off-speed pitch or being able to locate and whatnot, and just getting better each and every single day. Rapid fire, favorite stadium or field that you've been at or that you just like in general?
I'd say Delano's Municipal Field.
Oh yeah, that field's nice.
Sweet field.
Yeah. I've played right next to it before when I used to coach 15s. But yeah, no, that field's super nice.
Yeah.
What's your walk-up song?
Ooh, I'd say Sandman.
Sandman?
Yeah.
Enter Sandman. I love it. One drill you swear by?
The rocker.
The rocker
or janitor drill.
Janitor drill? Okay.
Focusing on hips and getting everything moving like that. Sequencing.
Yep, sequencing the hips. I love it. And then last but not least, I always ask guys the definition of what a complete athlete is to you.
Complete athlete to me. Having a good plan, being a good person, being focused, I'd say. Just all around, like just being a good person, I think is kind of the main point, but then also having all these good routines and all that.
So a lot of preparation and focus.
Yeah.
And with that. Well, sweet. That's the Complete Athlete Podcast. Appreciate you hopping on, Sam.
Yeah, of course.
Congrats on your commitment.
Thank you.
And we're excited to see what you do these next few years.
Thank you.